Hey folks, Michael Mann from Michael Mann Security Services. We're going to talk about emergency action plans. This could be for a church, an EAP or emergency action plan. They're for churches, or you should have one in your church, your hotel, your manufacturing site, your dentist and orthodontist office, whatever. Every location should have a and it could be very abbreviated, EAP or emergency action plan. That EAP is going to discuss three things or provide three things. Number one, it's going to tell you what hazards that your site might experience. Okay. Number two, it's also going to talk about the standard for responding to that. And today we're going to very specifically talk about somebody going into cardiac arrest and what that means. So the standard of training and response for the people that are going to respond to that hazard. And number three, it should also address the equipment that is required. So it can be very simple. It doesn't have to be 60 pages because it is. You won't have it. You won't read it. I write EAPs all the time for hotels and for churches. And so it should be there. It should be documented. It's going to help with your insurance premiums, and it also is going to help the staff if they ever have to respond. Now, we'll kind of get into CPR, very specifically the use of AED. And let me address training before this starts. So since COVID, what we've seen or what we've experienced, and we've used it also through Michael Mann Security Services, is this online training. So what happens is you'll watch some videos, or your employees will watch videos on CPR, and then either someone comes on site and then they test them out, or test out can be done on sometimes through Zoom. Our experience with that level of training has been very negative. So as we measure effectiveness, we've done this ourselves, and we've had customers come on and take online training, and then we go to test them out. We have a very high failure rate. What that means is, based on videos, because whether they watched them or not, or whether they just didn't pay attention, or they couldn't retain it through a video, they needed to see someone, teach them the skill. We've had a very high fail rate. So what that means is we've had to tell the customers, go back, review the videos again, and then have them come back for the test out. So I say all that to say this. It is important to have a professional come to your site or your facility and teach these skills. Nothing wrong with the video skill sets or the video skills that are set up now, but what we've learned is it's much better to have someone come to your site and provide this training service. So let's talk about AEDs. The AED that's hanging up in your office, or what we call an automated external defibrillator. A lot of people are afraid of AEDs. I just want to kind of walk you through the process of using the AED. Obviously, the AEDs are here in case somebody goes into cardiac arrest, and what that means is the heart stops beating, the brain stops working, and now we're trying to resuscitate through CPR first, or rescue breaths. That doesn't work. When somebody gets the AED back to us, how we use it. This is what's probably going to, if we get it done, this is probably what's going to get the resuscitation done. Okay? So just very quickly, how do we use an AED? This is just a Philips Heart Start AED. It's very simple. The only thing we have to do, we get this thing out of the box when they bring it back to us, is we just have to turn it on. So we can either hit the green power button here, or what we can do is we just pull this lever to get the pads out. So we've got the box and the pads.
Begin by removing all clothing from the patient's chest. Cut clothing if needed.
So I can cut it with the scissors, right? So I can do what's necessary to get this out. We just follow the prompts.
When patient's chest is bare, remove protective cover and take out white adhesive pads.
So I'm going to cut this off, and I'm going to take over now with the training AED, because we can't do anything else, right? We want to put pads on. So this thing's in a box in your office. All your employees are scared to death of it because either one, they haven't been certified in CPR trained, or they were 5 years ago and there hasn't been a renewal, or what we've experienced is they watch videos, and then when test out happens, the test out's either very poor, or they just don't retain the skill. So you can see, number one, it's very easy. I grab that box, I get in there, I get the AED out. The first thing I need to do is turn the AED on. And a lot of models now, as soon as you pull to get those pads out, so you've got the box and the pads that you're going to actually put on the chest and the rib cage. As soon as you pull that, the AED comes on and starts to give those pumps. So very quickly, I'm going to use the trainer to go farther with this mannequin. So we turn the AED on just like here, right?
If the patient is a child, press the child button. Remove clothing from the patient's chest.
We've already removed the clothing.
Remove packet and apply pads onto patient's bare
I can
skin.
look at the pads, and it's going to show me where the pads go.
Apply pads as shown in the picture.
One goes to the upper chest,
Press pads firmly
one
on
side of the
skin.
body. The other's going to go to the rib cage and just
Apply
underneath the
pads
armpit on the other
as shown
side.
in the pictures.
So we're trying to get this
Press
direct
pads
path.
firmly on skin. Do not touch the patient.
So then the AED is going to tell us
Heart rhythm.
exactly what it needs to do, or what we need to
Do
do.
not touch the patient. Analyzing heart rhythm.
So the AED is going to go
Shock
through, and
advised.
it's going to tell us what we need to do.
Do not touch the patient.
So in this case,
Everyone,
we have the
clear.
trainer set up to shock. So it's
Press
going to
the flashing
alarm
shock button.
and tell us to shock. Before we do that, we tell everybody to clear to get away to make sure no one's touching the victim. And then we would actually shock
Shock
using the AED.
delivered. Begin CPR.
Then the AED may tell us to go back to chest compressions. And it's even going to give us the cadence on those chest compressions. You can hear it.
20. 30. Give 2
And
breaths.
then go to 2 rescue breaths. And then it's going to continue to tell us what we need to do. Now that seems simple enough, but again, this is why just the basic use of the AED, which is this is what we want, but you can see it's also probably going to tell us to do chest compressions. So to, number one, have an EAP, have an emergency action plan. Number 2, make sure that your hazards are outlined in that plan. 2, the standards for training and for response are outlined in that plan, which is going to be like, having someone come in and provide this training for your employees. And then 3, it talks about the equipment, which is going to be simple stuff like maybe a rescue barrier or like a breathing barrier, some gloves, and of course the AED and the kit that comes with the AED, with scissors and some other equipment inside here. And so make sure you have the EAP, make sure that you've got the standards in that AEP, and make sure that you're having your employees trained to that standard. And again, it's very important, in our opinion, because we have seen it, we've experienced it, that someone comes on site and provides this training for you guys. Now, we are a security and personal and facility protection provider, and we do training, so provide training services for security professionals all over the world. But we also do, one, we write EAPs, we write emergency action plans. They're very short, right? It's very cost effective. And we also provide both first aid, emergency management, and CPR, use of the AED, choking, and again, basic first aid training and certification for organizations. If you have any questions or you want to retain our services, you can contact us at contact@michaelmannsecurityservices.com. You can get us at scott@michaelmannsecurityservices.com, or you can just contact us through the website, or you can always give me a call at 615-956-3912. And remember, folks, especially when we start talking about EAPs, this is about prevention, not response. Hey folks, Michael Mann from Michael Mann Security Services. Thank you so much for watching our content. Hey, if you want to get a hold of us, you've got questions, here's how you can do that. You can give me a call at 615-956-3912. You can always get us at Safe with Man, and we're going to answer that as quick as possible. Okay? Or, folks, we have a free YouTube channel. There's a library of videos on physical protection, providing emergency response, security assessments, you name it. We've got a year's worth of video and training on our YouTube channel, and is absolutely free. And that's at Safe with Man. You can get us at michaelmannsecurityservices.com. That's the website address. Shoot us a message. You can also get us at contact@michaelmannsecurityservices.com, or you can get us at scott@michaelmannsecurityservices.com, and we will email you back as quick as possible. And remember, it is about prevention, not response.